Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about something very, well, we're going to talk about somebody who I haven't talked about, like, ever, really. Never really talked about him, but we're going to make a video talking about him and really getting into, basically, what he was saying about, Infinity Ward and how it's ridiculous that people like this really exist. Like, his entire channel.
Why did we get internet from this cell phone company?
Solely hating on a single studio. Actually, not even. He doesn't even hate Sledgehammer Games anymore, right? So he hates Infinity Ward, and here's the reason why they should be fired, right? Here's the reason why they should be fired,
with super fast, reliable Spectrum internet.
Switch now.
And we're back with Rachel, a specialist in all things Wawa dinner.
That's right, Mark. Wawa has
different ways. I'm going to go ahead and read it all for you guys. We've heard from multiple sources that Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer and Warzone player count is higher than that of Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2 at this point, which is impressive considering Modern Warfare 2 is one of the best-selling CODs. Listening to the community and making changes actually works. There's a couple of things I want to go ahead and talk about when it comes to this, little bit of information here. First and foremost being Infinity Ward and why they deserve to get the heck out of Call of Duty. Honestly,
here we go,
this right
folks. Here we go. The reason why Infinity Ward should be fired. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Here, in my opinion, is proof that Infinity Ward is absolutely useless. And for some strange reason, the favoritism that Activision has been giving them for all these years, I feel like, is going to be...
I think you're kind of right within the fact that they were given permission to say, hey, instead of Sledgehammer Games doing it the Sledgehammer way, why don't we do it the way that the entitled, what the so-called not so entitled community wants it to be, right? So of course, apparently, Infinity Ward should be fired. Why? Because they made a game that these people don't like, right? And this is not the first time this has happened, right? If you look back in, like, what was it, 2019? The first Call of Duty, the death of Call of Duty, according to the YouTubers, right? Both Blame Truth and 8 Thoughts, back in the day when he was on YouTube, they wanted Ashton Williams to be out, basically. They wanted her to be fired because apparently she's terrible at communication or whatever. She was communicating, she was being active during Infinite Warfare and in the beginning of 2019, right? And somehow something happened. Then these crusty ass YouTube channels started coming out of nowhere and then started just harassing this person and saying mean things about this person and whatnot. Blame Truth going as far as to saying, the bitch don't speak, right? Going as far as to say that, right? And people don't seem to think that these YouTubers are legitimately the worst, because they will try to justify their behavior by saying, oh, but we just want a good game. We just want a good game, right? And it's like, that's a dumb reason. That shouldn't even be a reason to start harassing people because they didn't design the game the way you wanted it to be, right? So basically, what this YouTuber is doing is the same thing that Blame Truth and 8 Thoughts did back in 2019. Because the reason why Ashton Williams left was because of those two people, partially. Could have been other things going on in her life, you never know. But I feel like when somebody blocks you on Twitter, it's not because they're sensitive, it's not because she's sensitive, it's not because she's a woke lefty or whatever. No, it's because you're harassing her. That's exactly why she blocked Blame Truth. right? And Blame Truth was getting so salty about it. And he was like, well, why would she block me? She could have just spoke to me about personal stuff, right? Stuff that he shouldn't be knowing about, right? So I don't condone this type of behavior, firing an entire studio that even if you don't like the way they make their games, it doesn't give you the right to say they should be fired, right? That's like a whole bunch of people who are dedicated to making games, and all you're doing is just saying, oh, well, why don't we just fire all of them because they made 2 or 3 bad games that you don't like, apparently. It's just stupid. It is just so stupid. That's why these people should even have a platform to speak, because they say stuff like this. And you'll wonder why I take an issue with these YouTubers, because they're so stuck up, they're so upset, they're always making these videos attacking developers, attacking other people, making fun of other people, and then they get mad when they get criticized. I'm like, bro, you're a public figure, and you expect you just kind of expect it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's kind of what I want to say here, but let's just look at what else he says in his video, because usually, most of the time, he has generally really bad opinions, but even in the past, he's been kind of hinting at, like, Infinity Ward should be fired, right? He's always with this opinion, at least until 2019, that, like, Infinity Ward should be fired, basically. I would argue even in Infinite Warfare and with Call of Duty Ghosts, they would have said the same thing. They would have said the same thing back in the Ghosts and whatnot.
Slowly dwindling away, because now, with real actual proof, we see that literally the name is what carries Infinity Ward. Am I right or am I wrong? It's not the gameplay. It's not the design decisions. I mean, let's be real. Infinity Ward is one of the most egotistical development teams when it comes to the Call of Duty.
They're egotistical because they designed the game the way that the community wanted. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, guys. Let's just say that Infinity Ward is egotistical because they decided to make a game that I don't like. It's almost like you're just projecting, like, how egotistical you are. You think what makes a video game successful is making the game easier for you, getting upset about skill-based matchmaking 24/7, making, like, what, 10 videos each day about the same thing, and getting mad when other people tell you just get good. Like, you're all about this, oh, everybody's woke and everybody is just getting overly sensitive. Well, you don't bother to make a video being sensitive yourself. Like, come on, man. Like, this is the problem that I have with this community, is that they say that other people are being sensitive and that other people should be apparently good at Call of Duty, when they tell you that you should be good at Call of Duty because all you do is complain about every little thing that happens in Call of Duty. So I think that's just on you, right? If you have somebody who, for example, sits there and says, like Blame Truth says, like, oh, how the matchmaking system works is that they should put you in a lobby with, like, lower, like, below, like, well, I'm trying to remember exactly what he said. But basically, his version of how the matchmaking system should work is they should put you in a lobby when the opposite team is, like, super noobish, right? People don't know what's going on, right? Along with your team being, like, below average, right? This is Blame Truth's words. I'm not putting words in. This is legit what he said during Modern Warfare 2, right? And it's like, he's basically explaining the matchmaking system, or he's advocating for a matchmaking system that only makes it fair for only a certain group of people, because I've played the same game for the past 15, 16 years, so I deserve the right to have an easy, fair, quote-unquote matchmaking system, right? And it's like, no, just because you've been playing the same game since, like, COD 4 doesn't mean that you should have a matchmaking system that only favors you and nobody else. Like, come on, man. Like, if you want, I'll link the video where he says that. There's numerous times where he says that, oh, there's some times where he says, oh, I don't reverse boost, right? And then he makes those videos where he says that, he talks about AI bots, and then he admits reverse boosting, right? So, he's just, either he's retarded, or clearly clearly he doesn't care about lying. He doesn't care to lie, right? He doesn't care to lie, and he just lies about, oh, I didn't reverse boost, but in another video he admits reverse boosting, right? So you can't trust these people when they're caught reverse boosting, when they're caught saying things that are just downright just stupid, like, oh, we should have a fair matchmaking system, when really they don't want a fair matchmaking system, right? So these people are just clowns. They just want a game that is exactly like a Treyarch game. Like, can developers just have like a different like design of their own games? Like, can it just be like Infinity Ward just has their own like tactical shooter? Infinity Ward has tactical shooters. Treyarch has their own arcadey Call of Duty, right? Where everything is just easy. And then Sledgehammer Games has, I don't even know, Advanced Warfare 2 or something. I don't know. But you shouldn't just say, like, oh, this studio should be fired because they didn't make the game I didn't like, right? That's like if I were to say, oh, Naughty Dog should be fired because they made The Last of Us 2. I don't like The Last of Us Part 2. I think it's trash in my opinion. But should I then say that Naughty Dog should be fired because they made that game? No. That's not a justifiable reason to want a developer to be fired. That's just not a reason at all, right? Or should I say Epic Games should lose their business or the company or whatever because they made a battle royale I didn't like? Or, I don't know, DICE should be fired or something from EA because they made the Abomination 2042. No. Like, they failed in their own game, but that doesn't mean that I have to say, oh, let's hope they're fired, right? Let's just make everybody lose their jobs over a game that you don't like. You're all about, this guy pretends to be all about, I care about developers, and I want them to keep their jobs, right? He was all about this whole thing of, like, when Microsoft, the first thing that they did is that they fired a bunch of people in Activision, and he was like, they should have never fired anybody in Activision, and this is wrong. And here he is doing the very thing that he's against, apparently, right? He's doing the very thing. He's wishing and hoping that these people lose their jobs, basically, over what? Like, I don't understand how it's even justifiable. You know what I mean? So, I mean, let's not send hate or obviously, let's not send, harassment to this YouTuber. I don't condone that behavior if anybody does it. I said it here. I don't condone harassment, right? But it just goes to show you the hypocrisy in these YouTubers. Because they will go one day talking about how they're in favor of this, in favor of that, and it turns out that they're against those things. When it's convenient for their arguments, basically. So that's why I say these YouTubers don't care about Call of Duty. They don't care about the franchise. They don't care about the developers. They don't care about the work they try to do. They don't care about these developers. All they care about is a game that they want because I spent $70. The game shouldn't be $70. And then they still spend the same dollars anyway. So I'm like, you can't do it yourself spending $70 on a game you don't even like. Like, come on now. But, let me see what he's going to say. What else?
Franchise. This here proves that they don't know what the heck they are doing. And I'm not talking about the very talented developers who work at Infinity Ward, because let's be real here. Infinity Ward makes some of the best looking, best sounding, best, feeling games, if I'm going to be honest. A lot of their games would be my favorite out of the past 5, if, of course, they made design decisions, core fundamental decisions.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, you're like, these developers are so talented, but in order for them to not be, like, I swear to God, if this guy was like the CEO of Activision, there would be no studios. He would have absolutely no studios. Everybody would either be fired or they would end up leaving because he's so insufferable. Like, that's just the thing. People like this, they don't know what they're talking about. They talk about, I understand how business works. I know how the games work. Like, XD Veracity admits that he doesn't know how games work. He doesn't know how games are being developed. Then he acts like he knows how games are being developed. So he has this stuck-up mentality of just like, well, it's so easy to make a game that's exactly catered to me, right? And it's like, you don't know because you haven't sat down and worked on the game. And then there's all this thing about, these developers, they just hire developers because of the woke propaganda and woke this and everything's woke, right? No, they hire people because they know what they're fucking doing. That's why they hire people. The thing is that jobs like that get so stressful that, I don't know, man. I don't know. It gets so stressful they want to leave, basically. So it's more complicated than just what jbowendaman thinks. jbowendaman, he's made a lot of like really like doctored videos, but I think this is the most doctored I've ever seen him like make a video actually wishing a developer to be fired, right? He's kind of hinted on this in the past. He has. But I think like this is he should be called out for, hoping that developer gets fired. He should actually get fired for hoping and wishing that a developer gets fired. God forbid they made a game I don't like, and and I make a video hoping that they get fired. Nah. That's not right. That's not right, man. But anyways, folks, I'm not gonna burn your eyes watching this shit or listening to it. I'm not gonna burn your ears listening to this garbage, because you already know he's gonna look at some other tweets or whatever. This one right here. And, okay, look, the other reason as to why Modern Warfare 2 didn't do so well was not because of what this is another point I'm going to make. It's not because of what jbowendaman thinks, right? The reason why Modern Warfare 2 didn't do so well is because of the amount of support the game got. Not because of the design decisions. It was because the fact that that game didn't get that much support, and so as a backup plan, they ended up releasing Modern Warfare 3. That makes more sense than, they designed a game that I didn't like, and that's the reason why they made Modern Warfare 3. Why would people fly into another game because it's designed the way that they want it to be, but there's like less content? I think that just doesn't make any sense. Modern Warfare 2 would be even more popular if there was actually more content in the game. Like, you see how that makes sense, right? And also the biggest thing was that Sledgehammer Games wanted to make a game that's not like Modern Warfare 3, like how this game is right now. And so that's why Modern Warfare 3 is doing well, or at least like that's part of it, but not really. It's because Modern Warfare 3 has more content. And also the bigger thing is that Modern Warfare 3 has like it's doing that nostalgia thing. Is that nostalgia feel, I guess, a part of it. There's a lot of reasons as to why Modern Warfare 3 is very successful. Also because of the Black Cell bundles and the extra content you get in the game on the store. But don't listen to this clown. This clown doesn't know what he's talking about. He thinks that the reason why Modern Warfare 3 is successful is because they listened to our feedback and they made changes to... No, that's not the reason why Modern Warfare 3 is successful, you sucker. You just don't know what you're talking about. You hold so much this like grudge against a studio that you don't like, right? Just admit it. You don't like Infinity Ward. You think that Infinity Ward sucks. You don't want Infinity Ward to get better. As you're implying in this video, you basically just want to get rid of Infinity Ward. Just admit it. You don't like Infinity Ward. You want to get rid of them because they made a game that you don't like. Not because, generally, most of the community doesn't like Infinity Ward because they'll listen to feedback. Just admit that you just don't like Infinity Ward. Same thing for Blame Truth. Same thing for XD Veracity. Same for the vast majority of these YouTubers who make the same kind of content. Just admit that you don't like Infinity Ward and just move on. Play something else. Go back to Cold War. Go back to Black Ops 4. Go back to Black Ops 3 if you want to go back to a game that came out like 9 years ago. Right? Just go back and play those games. Don't bother with like trying to get a developer to make changes because, oh, I'm a little crybaby, I live in America, and I feel entitled to a game that I deserve to get. Because Americans have this mentality. Americans have inhabited this mentality that I want things to be this way, and then abusing and then pressuring developers to make changes because they don't like the way things are, right? Is this entitled mentality that they have? Let's just be real. But anyways, bros, yeah, there's just a lot wrong with this video. There's a lot wrong with this video. He comes with this demeanor, this attitude, like this is a gotcha moment. I got Infinity Ward with this one. Nah, fuck out of here. Anyways, bro, I'll see y'all in another video. This video, I apologize if I haven't been uploading though. I've been very busy with school. I've been very busy with work. I've been very busy with my life in general, and I couldn't make ends with making another video and talking about stuff. Mostly because I don't really have much to talk about. I've been playing Modern Warfare 3. I started playing it recently, but my opinion is kind of the same. When it first came out, I'll give it more of a try to see if my opinion changes. But I don't know. Maybe it might change. Maybe it might not change. You never know. But I'll see you guys in the next video, and hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Sorry if it's a little bit short, but I am definitely planning another video, and it's not going to be Call of Duty related. It's going to be related to something different, maybe a different game or something like that, or something else. I don't know. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.